So what's up? What's up? So I got asked, Dustin Hoffman, a good actor or a great actor? He's a great actor. I mean, when you can consider that he was a fresh face in The Graduate back in '67, then you go to Kramer versus Kramer in '79, and then you go all the way to '88 with Rain Man. I mean, look at the trajectory. We're not even talking about his other works, his range, his ability to connect. He's one of those actors that sometimes you almost forget how impactful he is until you look at his body of work and that he's been able to sustain for such a long time. Um, yeah, if you talk about the 10, 12 greatest actors ever and you have a discussion, his name will come up. He may not necessarily come up when you just randomly ask over the last 40, 50 to certain people. But to people who are definitely looking at trajectory, he's definitely one of the GOATs. I think that his body work speaks for itself. You know, um, Unlike when some people say, "Are they average?" No, when you can have big movies throughout the course of decades that are still standards. You're beyond just that because you're representing decades. You're representing a different trajectory. Um, you have roles where people identify with you. Uh, you know, he's been able to sustain. Even if I use uh the Fockers, for instance, he's done all that. You know, he's done all that. I mean, he's done that. He did parts with Rob De Niro. Just look at some of the stuff he's done, and in a whole different lane, whole different era, whole different vibe. You know, it's just that it's almost taken for granted because he's been like a face and a pulse of creativity. And he's been one of those kind of people that you kind of almost like, yeah, he been around. I mean, he hit with so many different styles of movies, from Lenny to Tootsie, in between. And just looking at his, body of work, it speaks volumes. Sometimes some careers you can say they had a window, they had a moment. And there's some people they just had moments where they just hit in different ways. It's just like, wow, this cat will own it. It's like I can't even, not mention him without it being in totality that he was just one of those kind of actors that set such a standard. And it's not like um, you sit around and you are going to, name Um, so many more better, but he's in the conversation. You know, he's in the conversation, and the thing is, I watched a lot of his movies without necessarily even, but his movies were that good. That's how they hit, and his presence, and a lot of stuff goes into the acting chops of your game. It's not just based on how talented you are. The movies have to be good, but also the quality. But you also have to be able to stand out. And he's always been one of those kind of actors that you know, stood out. So Dustin Hoffman is an all time great. So this is, when you get asked if he good or great, he's great. He belongs in the conversation with some of the best to do it. And I think I was watching The Graduate about a year ago. Like if I get a chance to watch that movie, I get to watch any of his old movies. I like Kramer versus Kramer, you know, Rain Man, which I like. Oh, like I said before, if I throw three iconic movies out, he's part of in three different decades. That's kind of self-explanatory how dynamic the cat is. That's not some of the other stuff he's done. So anyway, please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another and share if you like. Hit the membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.